Hi, I just like a question for nutrition. You covered losing weight, but some people know they have the Carcinoid Syndrome like I have. We actually gain weight, and there's actually no information, no help for us whatsoever, even though I follow a healthy diet. But I'm one of the people that with the syndrome that the hormone makes me gain weight, not lose weight.
Not lose
even
weight.
though I have the diarrhea, everything else, but it's the gain weight.
You find you're gaining weight with it.
Yeah.
There isn't any major kind of secret with kind of weight loss, and there isn't enough kind of, we haven't looked into it enough in terms of with the carcinoid syndrome. Is there anything particular that you should be doing to help you to lose weight or to help it to stay down? I think probably your main thing is one, it's good that you're quite conscious of it and that you're aware of it. And it is looking at what you're eating at the moment and looking at it, trying to see if there is any extra energy kind of creeping in there in what you are doing. So it might even be, some people find it useful if they write down every day what they're eating for the full day, and just sometimes we do eat mindlessly, and there might be some extra things in there. I'm not saying there is, but there might be. It might be looking at other areas where you might be able to cut down. So it might be with your portion sizes, looking at exercise. There isn't any particular one thing that we would say to do that is any different than what you would recommend for somebody else with weight loss. But it is just being, I guess, one, aware that you may put on weight with it, and two, it is the general things. There is no magic answer for it. It is trying to be careful with your portion size. It is looking at what kind of things you're choosing as snacks, trying to just keep to your 3 meals a day, being aware if you do have, like we kind of mentioned, things like chips, if you do have any kind of takeaways, if you are having your extra like desserts, anything along those lines, that may be the cause, but it's just that you are more likely to gain weight at the moment.
I think that I would just like to say that in my experience, the vast majority of patients that we see, in fact, first of all, don't have any significant nutritional problems, and I think that the slide towards the end in terms of eating healthily and just re-endorsing what Donal says, I mean, about, you know, just being sensible and healthy eating, and like what you said about eating what you've cooked yourself, and that rainbow sort of picture, I think, is really, really important. Another important point to stress is that it was also mentioned that sometimes on the somatostatin analogues, that's the, you know, lanreotide or the octreotide treatments that a lot of you will be taking, it can cause a decrease in the pancreatic enzyme secretion, but it's very rare. So, and if you have sort of like we call a fatty stool or an oily stool every now and then, okay, fine, you can bring it to our attention and we can go through it, but very few people need to have pancreatic enzyme supplements or things like Creon, okay? So it's just important for you to note that, and I think that just to underline that some of the things like the high potassium diets and that for this thing called lipoma, I mean, there's no patient that I know of with that tumor that secretes that currently on the go. Is extremely rare. So just be sensible and have a look carefully at the slides under the headings when you're referring to that.
So another part of my job is the weight management service. We've had 1,800 patients now that we've looked at through our service. 63% have lost weight during attending the service, and that's a one-on-one dietitian, physio-psychologist monthly for a year. Even doing that, 29% have stayed the same, and 8% have put on weight. Okay, even really working hard at it. So, and the most you can lose in terms of weight, and the goals we set, all of us now, are 5 to 10% of your starting weight. So if you have a condition that does cause you to put on weight, and it can be very different for different people, pregnancy, a sports injury, and they put on a lot of weight, it's really difficult to lose. And we are only beginning to understand just how tightly the body defends against losing weight. So it's just really challenging, and there isn't a magic secret. There will be treatments. At the moment we only have one in Ireland, and that causes liquid oily stools if you go on a high-fat diet, and you know, we wouldn't be recommending that really in anybody with a NET. but there are other ones coming that might be useful.